Hey guys, Fat Preacher Man here, and welcome to a little do-it-yourself project where we're going to be putting a window covering up, and it's actually a film. And I'm showing you the box right now, and I picked this up myself at Home Depot, and they have all sorts of different designs. And I've actually been using something like this since we got the house about 10 years ago. This is a brand new one for the front window, but I've used one of these on the laundry room window doors. It's like the one in there is a darker blue. Here's some of the tools that we'll need: the spray bottle. There's the film rolled up, box cutter, knife, or some type of knife, the squeegee that comes with it, and a ruler. And then the first thing you need to do is just measure out your window panes. And again, they come in different sizes, so make sure you might want to do this before you buy it, so you don't buy the wrong size. And then just adjust accordingly, depending upon the size or the need of your window. You can cut it different ways, use it different ways. I had to buy two separate films to cover this window, and then I turned it sideways and cut it instead of lengthways. And here, once I get the measurements, making off some markings. I just did it real lightly with pencil, and real important, cut on the top side, on the vinyl. Don't cut the paper, because the paper is much easier to rip. If you don't cut the vinyl and you cut the paper on the other side, when you do the scoring, which we'll do after we finish the measuring, then you'll be trying to rip the vinyl, which it's stretchy, so it's not supposed to rip, so you're going to have a hard time. So just measure it off, length and width. You might want to give just a little extra room, because once you cut it, you can't go back. And you can always trim it if need be. Trimming off excess is always easier than having to buy a whole nother thing, or actually more cost effective having to buy a whole nother thing. So leave yourself a little extra room, and then you can always trim it up with some scissors or the box cutter up on the window pane itself. Like I said, once you make the marks, get yourself a straight edge here. You can use, I'm using one of the teacher's guides from my kids' school because we homeschool them. Just get your cuts going, nice straight. Enough pressure to cut through the vinyl, and you want to score the paper. If you're doing it on your table, be careful, because if you push too hard, you'll go right through and scratch up your table. If you have a workbench, that's preferable to do it on that, but I don't have one, so I had to make do. I had to do it on the dining room table. Get the one cut going, flip it around. I bent it over a little bit so I could give myself a better edge to work with, to know what I was doing. And then I start the second cut along that line. Go as far as I can safely and comfortably, and then I'm going to flip it and get the other edge. Then once you get this cut, my recommendation, and you'll see me do it, is not to do the measurements over and over again. It's to take that one piece first, make sure your measurements are good, trim up that piece, get it nice and perfect the way you want it, making sure it fits, and then use that piece as a template. Put it back over on the plastic, like you see me doing here, and use it to mark off the other piece, and then to cut that one. That way you don't have to do the measurements over and over again. You can just use that one piece as a template and make your cuts from there. So then once you get all four pieces cut, well, for me it's four pieces. For your window it might be different, but for my particular window today, there's 4 panes, and they're all rectangular in shape. And so I just get these all 4 cut up real quick, and then you start applying. First thing you do is you spray the window with just some regular clean water. Maybe a little warm, doesn't have to be hot, but that acts as a medium for the window sticker itself. Now again, this is just a basic vinyl. It doesn't actually have any adhesive on it, and it just peels right off. It's not sticky, but if you put it up there without the water, then it can be a little difficult to move. The water acts as a medium to allow the vinyl to move around on the window, so you can position it better. And it makes the squeegeeing, which we'll do after this, much easier. You'll see that I spray on once I get it positioned as good as I can with my hands. Then I'm going to spray it again with the water and squeegee, and that removes air bubbles, helps position towards the edges. And then you can do any excess trimming. If you made any mistakes along the way, don't feel bad, just trim it off. The box cutter, a really sharp knife, razor blade. Any of those will let you trim those up, and you can see the difference. Again, this one is just to reduce the amount of light. It helps, in my opinion, in cooling costs, because our front of the house faces the west, so afternoon every day we got the sun blazing on the front of the house, and so I needed something to help curtail the amount of light coming into the home, especially for the summertime. For the winter it's not that big a deal, but in the summer it can be a gigantic pain. And here I'm going to do the other 3 panes, but I sped it up so it wouldn't be quite as slow and boring, and just finish talking to you while it's doing that. Again, like I said, my house in the back, front to back, is east to west. So in the morning we got the sun at the back of the house, but by the afternoon, as the day starts to warm up, it's on the front. So our little air conditioner struggles to keep our house cool. So I found that blocking out the windows really helps. Once that sunlight comes through the window, it's in your house and it's going to warm whatever it touches. So if you can prevent it from coming in, you will help yourself out. What I've done before, and which looks kind of silly, is actually put aluminum foil up. It acts as a reflectant and keeps the light from heating, because aluminum foil, it doesn't react to heat as well as other metals do. So it reflects the light and helped a lot last summer keep it cool. But my wife thought we looked kind of silly, and I admittedly did too. We kind of looked like a old-fashioned baked potato house. I don't know if any guys ever baked potatoes the old-fashioned way, but you wrapped them up in foil. But here we go. And you see, it doesn't take that long. The whole thing unsped up. This whole thing probably took me about 20-30 minutes in total. And that's it. It's all done. Let me back up, show you the big view. And again, you can pick these up at Home Depot, probably Lowe's, online. And this is a nice, easy do-it-yourself project. Add some beauty. I put some of these up in the bathroom, in the window. They have stained glass ones, colored ones, all sorts of designs and stuff like that. So if you like it, let me know what you think. If you're going to try it, if you try it, I'd love to see your video, see what yours look like. Thanks again for stopping by and watching. Be sure to check for more do-it-yourself, more repairs and things like that on our channel, Fat Preacher Man. We're also on Facebook, Fat Preacher Man, YouTube, Fat Preacher Man. We'd love to hear from you on Twitter, Fat Preacher Man. You all have a great day. Have a Merry Christmas. Jesus bless you, and good gaming. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.
Subscribe!